Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and now we'll see a new question in graph. So basically the question is that we are given a graph here and we need to find the minimum distance from source to destination. And here we have the unweighted graph. Unweighted graph means each edge has the distance as 1, right? So we have two types of graph, weighted graph and unweighted. Weighted means let's say these are the cities, and if I want to go from 0 to 1, so it means there is a distance from let's say 10 or 20, but here in this case we have the equal distance. We have the equal distance as 1, that if I want to go from 0 to 1, we have the 1 distance, right? So this is unweighted graph. So now we need to find the minimum distance from source to destination. Like let's say here if my source is 0 and my destination is 5, so I want to go from this source to this destination. So if you see, we have one path as this one. Either I can go from this one 0 to 1, then 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and here in this case the distance is 1 2 3 4. But if we have another path as well, this one here, I can go from this way, this way, this way. So here the distance is 1 2 3. So it means the minimum distance from 0 to 5 is 3, right? Similarly, like you can ask, okay, what is the distance from 4 to 0? So we have two paths from 4 to 0. One path is 1 2 3 and another path is 1 2. So obviously the minimum distance in this case is 2. From 4 to 0 I can reach in 2 distance, right? So here we have the undirected graph. The same algorithm that you will see, that can be applicable on the directed graph as well. So we'll take one more example for the directed graph, and then we'll check that. Now we have defined this graph as a adjacency list, because as we know that graph can be defined by two ways: adjacency matrix or adjacency list. So here we are defining our graph as adjacency list. So adjacency list are basically the list of list, right? So this is a list where each index is representing a list. So basically for each index it represents that how many neighbors it has. Like for the 0, if you see, for the 0 it can go to 1 and 3. So the neighbors of 0 and 1 and 3, so that's why we have put here. For the neighbors of 1 is 0 and 2. The neighbors of 2 are 1 and 4. The neighbors of 3 are 0 and 4. The neighbors of 4 are 2, 3 and 5, right? And the neighbors of 5 are 4. So this is how we have represented the graph. Now the point is that to solve this question, we'll take the help of the BFS or the breadth first search. So why breadth first search is important in this case? If you see that if I want to go from 0 to 5, here I have 0 and here I have 5. Now if you see, so in BFS what we do, in BFS we always cover the breadth first, right? So it means first of all I will cover this breadth, then I'll again go in the second breadth, and then I will again go in the second breadth. So what I can do, if you see from here, from 0 I can go to 1 and 3, right? From the 0 I can go to 1 and 3, and from 1 and 3 I can go to 2 and 4. How? From 1 I can go only to 2, right? And for 3 I can go to 4. So that's what I have written. Now from the 4 I can go to 4, but 4 is already visited, so we won't add into a queue. And this from 4 I can go to 5, so that's why we have written from 4 I can go into 5. So if you see the distance, this is how we can get the distance. This is 1 distance, 2 distance and 3 distance, right? So it means the how many traversal or how many breadth first such traversal, how many breadths traversal we are doing, that will be the distance we have to the destination. And whenever we get the distance, so we'll say yes, here is the point and here is the distance. Let's say if my destination was 3, so in this case we are getting the 3 from here 0 to 1. So here also in one distance we are getting the 3. So as soon as we reach here, as soon as we find out our target node, we'll say this is the distance we have, right? So it means that I need to take a variable distance. So at the starting the distance variable will be 0. And now another variable that I need to take is size. So size means that how many traversal I need to do, or like how many traversal I need to do in one go. Like here if you see that when I add this one element, that I need to operate only one element. Now after one traversal I have added two elements. It means now I need to operate on two elements. After adding two elements, now I need to operate again two elements. So this will basically identify on that how many elements I need to operate, right? So one element is distance, one element is size. Now the another important is that I need to take a visited array, so that we will basically take care that how many elements we have visited. Like in this case, if you see here, From 3 we jump to 4, right? From 3 we jump to 4. So there is a two path of 4. From 3 to 4 also we can jump, and from 2 to 4 also jump. Now if this 4 is already visited from 3 to 4, then there is no need to visit from 2 to 4. So visited array will basically take care of this one. So here we'll take a visited array. So visited array size will be equals to the index size. So here will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the starting, this is basically a boolean value. This is a boolean value. So it means at the starting all values will be false. And as soon as we visit the elements, we'll mark the value as true here, right? So this is a visited array. Now another thing that we need to take is a queue, because if we are using the BFS, then we need to take the help of the queue. So here we'll take the help of the queue, right? Now what we'll do, now we put the source into the queue. So what is the source here? The source is 0, right? Now you can have any source. Here in this case my source is 0, so that is why I am putting 0. Let's say if your source was 0 to 4, so you will put here 4, right? So now put the 0 here. So like I have put the 0 here, and now I will check that what is the size. So at this moment, if you see, the size is 1. It means I'll operate this element, I'll operate the operation for one size, right? Now what I'll do, now I will check that give me all the neighbors of 0. So that I can get from here, because we have the list. So it will give me the neighbors of 0 is 1 and 3. Now check for both the elements that if they are not visited, so mark them visited and put that into queue, right? And that like when we inserted this 0, so I should have put the true here, right? Now operate on this 1. So for this 1, check 1 is visited, 1 is not visited. It means mark this value as a true and put this value into the queue. So this is removed and we have put value 1 in the queue. Now check for the 3, whether 3 is visited. No, 3 is not visited. It means put this value into the here, mark it true and put this value into the true. Now we are done with the both the elements. So as soon as we done with the both the elements, so I decrease the size by -1. So when I decrease the size by -1, then it will be 0, right? It will be 0. It means I have done for one distance. I have done for the one distance. So now this is 0. So now I will increase the distance to +1. Now I will again get the size of the queue. So what is the size of the queue? Size of the queue is 2. It means now my size of the queue is 2. So this was the first one, this was the second one. Now basically what my aim is, I know that in the queue I have the two elements on which I need to operate, right? These are the two elements on which I need to operate. So this is why basically we are taking the size, and whenever we are done with each element we are decreasing the size, and as soon as my size is 0, it means I have done for this all the element in the neighborhood of this one. So then I'm increasing the size, increasing the distance, right? So now do one by one. Now remove the element from the queue. So when I remove the element from the queue, the size will be reduced by -1, so it will be 1. And now check the neighbors of 1. So the neighbors of 1 are 0 and 2. So neighbors of 1 are 0 and 2. Now because 0 is already visited, right? So we won't do anything for it. Now 2 is not visited. So 2 is not visited, it means mark this value as a true and put this value here in the queue. So it means we are done with the both the elements, so we are fine. Now I will remove the next element from the queue, which is 3. So it means now I will decrease the value by -1, so now it is 0. Now if it is 0, it means I will decrease the distance by 1, right? Now I will operate on this 3. That give me the neighbors of 3. So neighbors of 3 are 0 and 4. 0 and 4. Now 0 is already visited, so we won't do anything for it. Now 4 is not visited. So for 4, I will mark it as true here and I will put the value here in the queue. Now at every moment, whenever I am checking any neighbor, so I am basically checking that if it is destination, and if it is destination, then at the same moment I will basically update the distance here, right? So now we are done with the both the element, and now my size is also 0. So it means we are done. So we have increased the distance. Now it means now we have done for both the elements in this case. So we are done with this case also, and we are done with the next here as well. So it means if you see, that is why I have the distance from here to here and from here to here. Now I will check the next element in the queue. So the next element are 2 and 4. So it means I will find out what is the size here. Size is 2. It means I need to operate on the 2 element here, right? Now I will remove the element from here. So this is 2. So the neighbors of 2 are I have 1 and 4, so that I'm getting from this list. So 1 is already visited and 4 is also visited, so it means we need not to do anything for it, right? Now the next element is 4, so I remove the 4 here, and when I remove the 2, so I am decreasing the size by -1, and when I am removing the 4, so I am decreasing the size by -1. Now it is 0. Now check the neighbors of 4. So neighbors of 4 are 2, 3 and 5. 2 is already visited from here, 3 is also visited, and 5 is not visited. So 5 is not visited. It means I'll put this 5 in the here, and then I will also put the value into the queue, right? So now because the size, because it was the 0, so now I'll increase the distance by +1, 3. So now this is 0, it means I have done with this list, this layer as well. And now I will check again. So now my size is 1, it means I need to operate on 1 size, right? Now I'll remove the element from here. So now when I remove the element from here, then I check that whether this is equal to the destination. So yes, if you see, this is equal to the destination, and if this is equal to destination, so at the same moment I can return the distance, right? So the distance is, minimum distance is 3. You can see from here 1, 2, 3, right? So this is how basically we'll check the minimum distance from source to destination. Now the same concept we can apply on the directed graph. So let's check the one example. Now let's see about the directed graph. So here my source is 0 and my destination is 3. Means I need to go from 0 to 3. So if you see what is the minimum distance, the minimum distance is, there is one path from 0 to 1, 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. So here in this case, in this path we have distance is 3. But if I cover this path from 0 to 2, 2 to 3, so here I can get in 2 distance. So the minimum distance is 2, right? Now first of all I have defined the graph as this one. So this will be the representation of graph. Means from 0 I can go to 1 and 2, from 1 I can go to 2, from 2 I can go to 3, and from 3 I cannot go to anywhere, right? Now I have taken a visited array. So this will be equal to the size of the values. So here I have the 4 index, so that is why we have the 4 indexes. Now at the starting all values are false. Now I have taken the size and distance at the starting is 0, right? So it means if you see here, how will I do? From 0 the neighbors are 1 and 2, right? Then from the 1 where I can go to only 2, but 2 is already visited, so it means I will not do anything. Now from 2 I can go to 3, so it means in 2 distance basically I will get my solution, right? So how it will happen? First of all, I will put the source in the queue. So the source is 0, and now I will check the size at this moment. So size is 1, right? Now I will remove the element from here. I will put the value here true. So this is true. Now which are the neighbors of 0? So neighbors of 0 are 1 and 3, 1 and 2. Now it means these are in breadth. So it means now I need to put these values. So one by one I will check that whether the values are visited or not. Now in this case check 1. 1 is visited? No. So mark this value as true and put this value here. Now check for 2. 2 is visited? No. So mark this value true here and put this value in the queue. And now because your size, once you have done that, then decrease the size by -1. So it will be 0 now. And because this is 0, so I'll increase the distance by 1. Right? Now what will happen? After that I will basically operate on this element. Now check the size. What is size? Size is 2. Right? Size is 2. So now it means I need to operate on this 2 element. So first of all check for 1. Now for 1 which are the neighbors? For 1 neighbors are 2. So it means check for 2 whether 2 is visited. 2 is already visited. So it means we need not to do anything for this one. Right? So this is done. Now I will check for the next element. So because the size is 0, so I will reduce the size by -1. And now because 2. So check the neighbors of the 2. So neighbors of the 2 is 3. So it can go to 3. So it means what I will do, check whether 3 is visited. 3 is not visited. So it means I'll put the value here and then I'll put the value in the distance, right? And then because I am done with the both the elements, so now the size will be 0. So as soon as size is 0, I'll increase the distance, right? Now check the next element in the queue. So next element is 3, and as soon as I remove, I check whether this is equal to destination. So yes, this is equal to destination. It means I'll return this distance as my answer. So if you see, this algorithm or this logic is applicable both on the undirected graph as well as on directed graph. You just need to give the source and destination, and then you will find the minimum distance between that. Now let me show you the code as well so that you can get it better. So here I have the nodes. This is why I'm defining that these are the number of nodes I have. And now here I'm initializing the graph, right? So if you see here how I'm initializing the graph, first of all I'm defining that this is my adjacency list. So I'm initializing the list, and now I'm defining the visited array. So here I'm initializing the visited array. So size will be equal to the nodes I have there, right? Now I know that in graph each index represents a list there, right? So that is why I'm saying that for each index create a new array list. And now once we have done the initialization, after that we are adding all the edges. So if you have the undirected edge, so you will add edges in the both the direction. So what you can do, if you have the undirected graph, so you need to add edge in the both the direction, and then you will add B and A here. So basically what we are doing here, we are saying that get me the list of at this index, and then I will add B into the list. It means I will add this B neighbor into the list. Similarly for this, what we are saying, that get me the list of this B, and then I will add this A neighbor into the list, right? So this is how I will add all the edges. And now I'm calling the function minimum distance between two nodes, where I'm passing the source and destination. So the first is source and second is the destination, right? So let's say if my destination was 0 to 5. Now what I'm doing, first of all I'm checking, let's say if your start index is equal to target index from the starting itself, let's say both are same. So in this case I can say return 0, that there is no such distance and both are same, so size will be the distance will be 0. Now if it is not the case, so I initialize the queue and I initialize the minimum distance, right? Now at first I insert the starting index into the queue. So starting index is basically the source, right? So let me write here as source. This is basically source, which is the source, and here in the target index I have the destination. Target index means what is my target index, where I need to go. So this is my destination. So what I am doing, that I am putting this source value in the queue first of all, and I am marking this value as a true in the visited array. Now until this queue is not empty, now first of all I am getting the size. So here basically I am defining the size, right? So if you see here, what I am doing, this thing will operate until size is greater than 0, and then I am basically decreasing the size by -1 whenever I am done with the operation on one element, right? So what will happen, that in the one layer you will basically operate until your size is greater than 0, and then you are increasing the minimum distance, right? So what will happen, that first of all you will poll the element, then you will get all the neighbors of this one, all the child means where it can go, and then for each children you will check that if this child is equal to the destination, and if this child is equal to destination, then here itself we are basically returning that plus means increase the distance by +1 and then return the value, right? So we have two ways. Either what we can do, that whenever we are removing the element from the queue, then we can check. So that's what we explained in the explanation. So either we can do that one, or what we can do, that whenever I am iterating on a particular child, so here itself I can check that if that child equal to destination, and if this child equal to destination, so here itself increase the minimum distance and then return the value. So this is also a valid case, right? Now what you do, now if this child is not visited, so if this child is not visited, then you add this value into the queue, and then you mark this value as a true here, right? And now you do this for every child, right? So what will happen after you are done on a particular value, because here we are doing for this node or for this index, right? So when we are doing for this node, for this index, so we are decreasing the size by -1. So what will happen, that let's say if my size at the starting my size is 1, because I am adding on the source. Now after that, let's say if I added 2 elements, so now in the second layer it will operate for 2 elements, and once my size is 0, then it will increase the minimum distance. So after covering on each layer, then it is increasing the minimum distance. So this is how it is getting the distance, right? And whenever we find out this one, then we can return the minimum distance, right? Now this is also possible, let's say if your graph is not connected, or if it is not possible from source to destination. So in this case you need to return the -1. -1 means you cannot reach from source to destination. So what can be the cases for it? Let's say if I have another path here and we have a 4 here. Now let's say if your distance is 0 to 4. Now I cannot reach from 0 to 4 by any way, right? So in this case I will return -1. Or let's say you can have a graph here. Let's say we have undirected graph 2 and here we have 3. Now this is not connected, and if your source is 0 to 3, your source is 0 and destination is 3. So in this case also I cannot reach from 0 to 3. So in both the cases, if I am not able to reach, then in this case I will return the -1, right? So this is the case for this one. This is a negative case. And then at the last, what will happen? That we have already written the minimum distance here whenever I found out the value. So this is how we can get the minimum distance between two nodes. Now if you see the time complexity in this case, so basically what we are doing, we are following this BFS approach. So it means we are traversing each vertex. Each vertex means each index in this case, and if there are e edges, so we are covering all the edges. So it means my time complexity will be big O of v plus e. And if I talk about the space complexity, so because my graph is already given, so that I should not consider. Now I am using this widgeted array. So this is the one thing, and I am using the queue. So in both the cases I am taking the big O of n. Big O of n means big O of v, the vertexes I have. So I can say big O of v I have. So this will be my space complexity, right? So that's it about this video. And if you have any doubts, then please write in the comment section. And I will also put the source code into description section. So if you want, then you can also get it from there. So that's it. And if you have liked the video, then please like it and subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.